Welcome to Renovation Conversations, the podcast where we explore how God is rebuilding lives, restoring hope, and renewing faith. Whether you're just starting your spiritual journey or looking for inspiration to keep growing, this is the place for honest discussions, transformative stories, and practical biblical insights. Let's dive into what it means to live a life under renovation, because God's not done with us yet.
All right, well, welcome to this special edition of Renovations Conversations, and we are here with some recent missionaries.
Yeah.
They're on their, it was your first trip, right?
Yes,
and
my first trip.
Your first trip.
Yes.
Oh, two first trippers.
So this will be good. And I love this because this is what, as a pastor, you hope people will do. They'll step outside the church and do ministry. And we hope just right outside for sure, but to take it into the world, even further into the world, into places that are not comfortable, that are not fun. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Who knows where the conversation is going to go, but so Nicaragua.
Yeah.
It was an adventure.
Yes, very much so.
So, Anna, what led you to go on that mission trip? What led you to join it? I know this mission trip, we talked about this last time, comes out of our church. We all know that Eric is the head of it, but what led you to actually say, man, I want to go on this year?
Well, I really wasn't planning to go, and then all my friends were going to go, and then they ended up not going. So
Well, what good friends.
right?
She made plenty of friends there.
Yeah, I
that's true.
made
Yeah.
plenty to make up for it, but I just got to thinking about it, and I was like, this could really be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I don't know, but I prayed about it a lot, and I'm really glad I went. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Melanie, how about you?
Oh, gosh, I have wanted to do this for a long time. So for years, actually. And I have prayed for years that God would use me to serve in whatever capacity. Mm-hmm. And so when Eric was talking about it, I just thought, I'm going. And I didn't talk to Brian about it or nothing. I just thought, okay, I'm going. This is something I've always wanted to do. And so I'm going.
That's very cool. And your husband knows your heart, so I'm
he
sure
does,
he was.
Yes. So
he was not surprised by
of
that.
course,
Have
I'm
you talked
okay
him
with
into
you
going next time?
I think he will. Yeah.
I figured he
Yeah,
would.
I think he will.
To me, he seems like the type that would do really well on that trip. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going next year, so I may need his moral support.
That's all right. I told Shayna yesterday. So when you get there, all those little things that you have, that you don't like and all of that, it'll just disappear.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
because I got there and I forgot one of my main medicines. I thought, oh gosh, this is going to be a rough week. So I prayed about it. I felt much better there than I do when I did when I got back home, or even before I left. You just forget about that stuff.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah.
I understand that completely already, because just some of the stuff I've done before working with the homeless, the things that I deal with in my own crutches in my life, he does take those things away, and it's amazing to watch it work. So very cool.
Yeah.
What was your biggest fear, Melanie, going into it? Like leaving here, going into another country, going into a mission trip for the first time ever. What was your biggest fear?
I don't know that I had any fears.
Didn't have. You know what? I believe that with you. I do. I believe that with you.
I had enough for both of us.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a second.
I don't know that I really had any. No, I can't say that I had any.
Because I remember when I went, I had a lot of fears, and like you say, when you get there and you meet all the people you're with, and you realize those fears just go away.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
Brian would ask me, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "No, I'm really not." Which I've traveled overseas before, so you kind of have an idea. But no, I don't think that I had any fear really. Yeah.
Anna, you said you had enough fears for everybody.
Yeah. My biggest one was probably, people told me about the roaches and the bugs. They were different sizes and stuff. That was my biggest fear probably. And just getting sick. I was really scared to get sick over there. But
so did any of that happen there?
No. I did not get sick there.
That's cool. See, roaches didn't bother me. We were in a totally different area than you, and there was these noises at night, and I've learned later it was geckos was in our room. But then I got to thinking, hey, maybe they're eating the bugs. So I didn't run them out. But then one day, the gentleman that was watching our building, he showed me what he found in my bed, and he had a scorpion that was like that big. He just took out of my bed. So I gave him all my snack cakes for saving me. And I said, you watch my bed the rest of the week. Here's all my snack cakes. So yeah, I understand the bug thing. It is a little different, but I'm glad you had no issues there.
Yeah, not
We
one.
didn't have any bugs really.
That's
I
good.
mean,
Yeah.
But you guys were in the mountains, right?
yes,
So,
yeah.
It's a little cooler.
So how pretty
Yeah.
was the mountains there?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
it was so pretty.
absolutely beautiful. Ann and I both got to go out with the vet team. My trip, we went about 45 minutes up into the jungle. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah, breathtaking.
I mean, it's really unfiltered for the most part.
really
so
is,
it's,
yes.
I mean,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
So you said you guys went with the vet team.
Yes.
So you
we
went
both
with
did.
Kevin.
Yes.
How did it go on the vet
it was
trip?
great. Yeah, it was great. People were so inviting. I mean, you just pull up and they invite you into their house. They'll
Yeah.
feed you. They'll give you coffee.
Yeah.
If you said, I need a place to rest my head for the night because we can't get back, they would take you in and they'd make you a bed and
Yeah.
you'd feel comfortable.
The cool thing, if you guys got to see it too on display, I was with him one time, and the work is one thing, and he's like, both them guys, him and Steve's awesome at it.
Yes.
And the work,
Yes.
they're good at the work and all that, but when it comes to spreading the gospel,
Yeah.
I know Kevin flips a switch.
He does.
And it's like,
100%.
okay, now it's gospel time. And
Yeah.
that's what's really cool about that part of it too. I'm glad you guys got to see that part of it.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see them in their own, like
their-
in their home, in
Yes.
their environment. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you think about it, it kind of equates to what the old pastors used to do. Just go from house to house,
to
Yeah.
house.
sharing the gospel.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what you,
I
got
would have
to-
felt more comfortable going house to house there than I would here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree
Yeah.
to that. Mhm.
Well, then I just imagine how excited they were to have
Oh
visitors.
gosh, yes, just to
Yeah.
have visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Managua, but
So-
out in the
Yeah,
away from
but
there,
out in the
yeah.
In the
village,
mountains
yes.
and in the
Yeah.
villages and stuff,
Yeah.
though.
I know our
Yeah.
village is the same way, so that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any culture shocks?
Oh yes, I definitely did.
It didn't take her long to answer.
It was like once we got off the plane, or even just walking towards the door of the plane, like you just felt the different atmosphere. That was the biggest thing for me. Like I could just, the air was different, it smelled different. I was like, I'm definitely not in the U.S. anymore. It's like this is gonna be interesting, but it was great. It was amazing. Honestly, coming back was probably worse on my body than going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just felt so different.
Yeah, because you're coming back to the blah.
Yes, exactly.
100%,
Yeah, for sure. It
There-
makes a
there's-
difference.
That St. Louis air really very crisp.
Well, you were in a place that's pretty pure. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
and all those trees make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melanie, you said you've traveled overseas before. Did you have any culture shock down there in Nicaragua?
No, not really.
Not really?
No.
And you guys are too easy to get along with.
When we got there, I think John had mentioned that, when we were going through customs, we had a little issue with
Oh,
our
yes.
address, and
Yeah.
so that gave you a little bit uneasy feeling,
Yeah.
thinking, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I'm in a strange country and I don't have the right address,
Right.
how's this going to work?
I'm
And
not
so,
really built for the
but-
Nicaraguan
and the-
prison.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I have watched Locked Up Abroad. I don't want to be in that show.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And it's
So-
funny, everything is adjusting and changing. When we went, we were told to absolutely not tell them we were on a missions trip.
That's what
And
they
to
told
not
us that
tell
also.
them we were pastors. And
Yeah.
I know this time was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But we did have to have that address. And I remember that. They was like,
Yes.
you have to have this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
What's your next question there, Hayden?
Oh, I got lots
He's
of
got
them.
so many questions
I've
lined
got
out.
lots of them. What was the most challenging aspect of your trip? We'll go with Melanie first.
the language barrier.
Language. Yeah.
Mhm. I worked triage in the medical clinic. And so after they went to the service and then they went through the other 3 tents, then they got in line to come to us. And so we had to check them in and do their blood pressure, ask them their age and get their weight and all that. Well, I had an interpreter, but that's a whole other story. But it's just, you want to communicate with them a little bit more because Eric told me, he pulled me aside before we left and he said, now look, he said, don't forget why we're there. We're there to, to talk to them about God. And he said, if you have someone come through and you can just see it in their eyes that they're sad or they're struggling, he said, hold up that line and just ask them if they want it, if you can
Yeah.
pray with them. Well, that that's a little hard to do because of the, the language barrier. I feel like I need to be able to talk to them a little bit, like, how are you doing today? And so that's the thing I had probably the most trouble with was the language.
So you said what was, because I told you guys before we started this, I think we're going to have more and more people from our church want to go on this trip.
Yes.
You said, what was your deal with your interpreter?
I'm sorry,
We
Larry,
don't
if
name
you
names.
see this.
They were.
He was a little lazy.
I say that. One of the interpreters commented on last one. So,
Okay.
No.
I mean, he was on his phone a lot behind me,
Gotcha.
and all I had to do was get their weight, get their age, and take their blood pressure. Well, their age, I needed him to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to go, hey, Larry,
Yeah.
and holler at him. So he would come over and ask them their age. And
I think I remember Larry.
Yeah, I mean,
That answered it when you said Larry.
yeah, great guy.
Oh, yeah, great guy.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said,
So you didn't
he had some personal
That's one
things
thing I
going on,
learned down there.
think.
You couldn't guess their age.
No,
Not at
gosh,
all.
no.
Some
I
of
had
them look so much older, and then some of them look so much
Yeah.
younger.
I had an interpreter the first day in the evangelism tents, and I thought he was 12.
Yes.
And by the end of the day, I learned he was 19. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And women would come through and he'd be like, she's 58. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it is crazy.
So talking about the language barrier, because that's always that mission field that's always the
Yeah.
toughest part. I would say. I like it. So let me ask you this: so you're going to go back, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's on your. So what are you going to do differently with that? Do you know the
I'm going
barriers
to
there?
learn some Spanish.
So let me ask you this: do you think
Yeah.
it would be beneficial to host something like that here at the church on a regular basis for those people that are planning on going on a mission trip?
Yeah,
Yes.
that might be great.
It just came to me. So
it
remind me
has
that.
to-
We'll talk about that.
It has
I'll
to
make a
be-
note, D.
That
I
probably
mean,
wouldn't be a bad thing. Like, hey,
no.
can we learn
Yes.
just
the basics.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Just the
like,
basics.
you can go and learn Spanish on your own, but it's not how they talk.
No,
you're
it's
going to
not.
need an actual,
You need to be
And,
able to speak the dialect for
like-
sure.
Yes.
I'd have a mom come up with her cards, but she'd have 5 kids with her.
Right.
Well, their names don't sound like how they're spelled.
Right.
So it's not like you can say, okay, I could ask them their name in Spanish, but what they said and how it was spelled,
Two
Yeah.
different
two
things.
totally
So to
different
learn a
things.
little bit of that. So
Yes.
yeah, let's definitely look
Yeah.
at that because that may.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just the beginning. Of, we're a
Yes.
few years into this now, but we're not going to stop so
No.
long as
No.
the Lord provides.
Oh,
so.
I've said I'll go back every year as long as
Yeah.
the good Lord
I'm
allows
ready
So
me.
if we can
to.
get the
Yeah.
language barrier, I mean that's just one more
That's-
step closer
yes.
to being able to do more.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't have to be able to speak fluently, but I want to learn because I know 1 through 10 in Spanish, but
Right.
I don't. When they say like they're 48, they don't use cuatro,
Yeah.
and then
No.
they don't do
And it's
that.
so fast.
It's
It's
so
like, you've
fast.
gotta-
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to say it
No,
right.
Yeah.
we'll look into
Yeah.
that because I think that might be something because
Yes.
I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's totally different because I took 3 years of Spanish and I know a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
not how they talk.
No.
And once, like Anna, you said it, they talk so fast.
So
Yes.
fast.
And we do too. We just don't realize it
Realize,
because
yeah.
we can process it faster.
Yes.
But they talk so fast. It's like, I don't know
It
what
seems
you
like
just
for
said.
every one of our 2 words, they have like 5 words.
Yes.
in
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
then
their
I-
words roll together. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I also learned too, you had to be careful to act like you knew a little Spanish because they assumed you knew all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I finally learned like I just act like I knew nothing
yes.
because they thought I knew a lot more than I did, which I did not. So
Yes, and they'll just come up to you and just start speaking,
Yeah.
like you do, whether
Yeah.
you said "hola" or
Right.
or what, and you just kind of sit there with this deer in the headlights look.
you have
like,
to say the like with a very Missouri accent, and then
Yeah.
they know you
Know
know
you,
Spanish.
yes.
Yeah.
Very, very hillbilly hola.
Yes.
Hola.
"Hola."
Yeah. Anna, what was your most challenging did you have anything else other than the language barrier?
The bathrooms.
Bathrooms. Okay. Yeah. I've heard a little bit about the bathrooms. So the bathrooms was challenging, huh?
Yes. They were dark. They were scary. There was bugs on the floor. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of them didn't have much of a floor.
Yeah. One
I
of
heard
them,
about that one too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
We've heard some stories on that
Yes,
one.
we've already heard about, and I figure we'll hear more about that when we set Pastor Tucker down.
Oh, yes.
He was the one telling me about it. So
Yeah.
It was definitely challenging.
I think he about took out the rest of the floor. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah. But once again, you're so thankful to have him. You just, you
Yeah.
know, you just, okay, I can do this.
At least there
So,
was walls.
Yes.
Be thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was, and I don't care who wants to answer first, how was the food, especially out on the mission field? I know at the house, it's there at the mission home in Nicaragua or in Managua there. It's pretty, it's a pretty nice place where you stay the first night and the last night. I'm going to kill that fly here in a minute. But how was the food out on the mission field?
I thought it was amazing.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely different. I've never had rice and beans for breakfast.
Yes, they
and
do.
we did have that, so that was very different. But I mean, I'm not picky when it comes to food, so none of it bothered me, and it was really good.
Yeah,
So.
they did a great
Dustin's
job.
like,
Yeah.
I'm going to starve to death.
Listen, I'm picky with my food. I'm a germaphobe.
I'm
It'll
a
all be
little
good.
picky with my food, but I love chicken, but only
Yeah.
white meat. Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that chicken we had was
No,
not white meat.
I got it.
But it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
And
ladies in the kitchen, they put some spices. I don't know what
Yeah.
they used, but it was all very good.
They
Yeah.
had it good, huh?
Yeah.
And now that you guys have been there, you understand the process of them keeping the kitchen clean and
Yes.
trying to keep you guys healthy
Yes.
out in the field, which at the time, you get tired of bleach.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get tired of smelling bleach and possibly tasting bleach. I did
Yeah.
anyways. But on the other end of it, like Anna said, you don't come home sick.
Well,
Right.
our
And that's-
systems aren't made for
yeah.
third world country
No.
life.
Yeah.
No, they are. They can handle it.
Yeah.
We can't. But
Yes.
so, so the food, I was just wondering how the food was this time. The food was great when I was there. I got a little scared when they started handing out the Kool-Aid. We're in the jungle with Kool-Aid, but Anna's
Yeah.
way too young to understand that joke.
Yeah.
Everybody else here knows what I'm talking about. You don't drink Kool-Aid
Don't drink
in the
the
jungle.
Kool-Aid.
No.
So let me ask you a question: if you could change anything about the way it was anything in it, just what would you change?
Oh gosh,
That's
that's
a
a
loaded
tough
question.
That is a loaded question.
Yeah, because everybody that was with BMDMI that was there, they'd all been there last year,
Yes.
and last year they had some real struggles
Yes.
last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tough year.
It was a tough year for everybody, I think, weather-wise and just everything.
Yeah.
And everybody said that out of all the years they've been, which several of them had been going for 14 plus years, that this was probably the best year they'd ever had. The
That's
weather
awesome.
was good. Everything was good. So, I don't know. I don't really can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would change. I'd probably go back to that language barrier.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I don't
so-
think we can make them speak English.
No,
No.
Not for 1 week.
no. So,
Yeah. What was the Anna? We'll get you with this one. We'll let you go first.
Okay.
What was your most fun or memorable moment of the whole trip?
Ooh. There's so many.
That's okay. You can do more than one. It's all right.
I think the vet team, honestly, like you said, Kevin, is very capable of being this crazy and, it's Kevin, very
yeah.
crazy.
Very crazy.
But once he flips that switch, I remember it was the first house we went to, and we had doctored the pigs and the sheep and everything. And we got back, and he was, sharing the gospel with this lady, and, she broke down in tears. I broke down in tears. We were all crying. It was just such a memorable moment. And by the end of it, you could tell, she wanted to be better, and she wanted to grow in God, and, that was just so amazing. That moment just makes me so happy.
Yeah. I've never seen, like I said that earlier, I've never seen a guy that can flip a switch so fast and be so, on the word in just a split second. We were with crazy looking cowboy. It was the most cowboy of a guy I've ever seen in my life, and the guy's like, what, I owe you for working on his cattle? Because we'd been there all day, one farm. And Kevin's like, 5 minutes of your time. And then that was it,
Yeah.
It was on. He led him to the Lord right there in his yard. So, that's cool because that vet team, it's a fun. I'm glad you guys got to go on that. I wasn't sure who
Yeah.
they would get to go on it. But I think everybody went, didn't they? Because John
I
said he
think
went.
so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they took turns and took everybody.
Yeah.
Tried to take anybody that wanted to go.
I would say that's
Yeah.
probably one of the
Yeah.
more. Just in hearing, that's probably one of the most powerful ministries because you're going out there
You're
into
in
their.
their
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You get to.
It's
the
a mission trip on a
vulnerability-
mission trip.
Yeah.
That was definitely the most powerful day for me because, it was like going door to door and, sharing the gospel. And, that was just so eye-opening. And just to see the way everyone lives there and, go into their houses and stuff. And they're ready to just give you everything. And that just says so much,
Yeah.
So it's very eye-opening.
Yeah, I was shocked watching them sweep dirt floors, and they're
Yeah.
proud of their stuff. It makes you, and like you said it earlier, the culture shocks more when you come home. You're
Yeah.
like, I probably should change a few things the way I live and think. How about for you, Melanie? Most fun, memorable moment? Was it in Texas when you told me to come and get my brother? He won't watch this. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I already told him. I already told him anyway. I'm like, I texted your brother. So, no. There was a lot, but one of the most for me was we got back to the mission house on Thursday night, and Friday morning we got up really early and we drove to the Pacific Ocean. And we baptized 2 young men. I say we. Tucker and Abel baptized 2 young men in the Pacific Ocean.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
And that was probably one of the most awesome experiences of the trip. Although, like I said, there were many. I didn't get to talk to too many about the Lord, because in the medical clinic, the triage, it moves pretty fast. Yeah, it's pretty fast paced. But I did, go to service every night and get to witness some, and got to listen to our guys preach. And I was very proud of our Reno team. The guys brought great messages, and
We'll cut that out.
So-
of the
We got some good dedicated guys.
We do, yeah. Absolutely.
Tucker was on fire one night, and he had me fired up, and I called Brian and probably was rambling 90 miles an hour, and I had trouble going to sleep, and
You don't
because
sleep
he
much
can,
anyway,
no, you
so-
don't, but Tucker can get fired up and bring a message, and I think he had a lot of people fired up that night. So yeah.
So you mentioned it there, sleeping arrangements. How'd you guys do with those?
I was fine.
I was
Fine.
fine.
You were
I
fine?
slept great.
I did.
Yeah.
I did too. I slept
I
great.
just remember one night I slept near Emily,
Yes.
and so I was sleeping fine, and I just woke up to her like in a panic, and there was like bugs all around her bed, and I was like,
I had an ant issue in my bed, so yeah. But Emily was on my trip, so I know Emily.
Yeah.
She's a great lady.
She's very sweet.
Yeah, so sleeping arrangements wasn't too bad, huh?
No,
Good.
but Anna and I and several of us bought those mosquito tents.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
If anybody's going,
Makes
that's
you
one
comfortable.
suggestion. Yes.
Yeah.
That I highly recommend. There's a few things that you
Then
just
I will
need to
bring 2 of
invest
them.
in. Yes, and take.
Don't do it, dude.
Yeah.
Do like me. Just go down there, do the 3-inch mattress on the
Yeah.
concrete
List
floor.
of things that I
Yeah.
do are very, very little of them are like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
think I'm going to follow their advice over.
I probably would. They slept. I
Yeah.
did not.
You did
So-
not.
I know a little more
Yes.
detail of your story, so
The mattress pads they had there were
Yeah.
a lot more comfortable than in the mission house.
Yeah, the mission
Yeah.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
the last night when I got back to the mission house, I don't recall it. I slept pretty hard.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just so exhausted.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Mission house, while you're talking about it, beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't
so
it
pretty.
like sitting there looking
Yes.
out over all
Yes.
that? Man.
I
Yes.
could have stayed there another 2 weeks.
I
Yeah.
know.
Just
I was
on
like,
the
I asked them,
porch.
like, do you guys rent this out for just like vacations?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. What do you guys think was the biggest need in the community you were working in?
Well, there's so many. Of course, evangelism, but there's, I listened to your podcast with Benji and John, and, they were saying Benji had struggled a little bit because, a lot of them there are already Christians. They
Yes.
already
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Already been evangelized
Yes,
pretty heavily.
which is awesome, and there's several churches there, and I think the churches really try to take care of that little village. And when we were there was a van of Americans come, and one of them was from Missouri, and they just came over and they were staying there, so they were going to pick up probably where we left off.
Yeah.
So. Oh gosh, the biggest need, I'm going to say food.
Food.
Yeah.
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 I just don't know. I mean, they have to grow everything, so I guess that may be more plentiful than what I think. But
I mean, like to us, we look at it and we're like, oh, they need so much.
yes.
But-
But I mean, in reality,
Yeah.
they probably don't need a thing.
No, that's probably the truth, and that's
We're
stuff.
used to buffets, and they're
Exactly.
like, "This is all you need
This
to
is
live.
all you need."
This is
Exactly.
to sustain."
And that goes back to they look a lot younger than us. They
Yes.
look a lot healthier than us in general. Like
And
I'm the general
they
population.
probably are.
They probably are. Yeah. But no, it does. It like like you're saying there. I know what you're getting at. The stuff is what weighs us down. It really is. And you learn that when you're down there and seeing how happy they are with what they have, and how proud of what they have.
Probably medical needs.
Yeah.
Because some of the nurses were telling us, that you have to be careful on the second and third day. You'll have people try to come back through. And
Sneak
she
back
said, they're just wanting ibuprofen, Tylenol, omeprazole, just something to put in their medicine cabinets because they have no access to that,
Until
And
somebody comes through
until
again.
somebody comes through again. And, high blood pressure and allergies and headaches were your basic things. We just treat the basic things, not anything major. And so I would say probably a clinic or some type of medical care. Yeah.
Consistency in
Yeah.
medical
That's probably
care.
true. Probably most of what
I would
needed
agree
there.
with that. And like just like the basic hygiene things like toothbrush and
Yes.
toothpaste.
Yeah. Right.
Because I also got to work in the dentist area one day, and just there was this one lady, and we had to pull like all of her teeth out completely. So it's like maybe they don't have teeth
just-
things.
No, they
Yeah.
probably don't. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
as
probably
we would
so.
understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably is a huge need down there. Is just hygiene, dental, and hygiene in general. So you got to work. You got to help. Did they let you pull teeth? Did Adam let
No.
you pull any teeth?
No.
Did you work with Adam?
No.
No?
It was the lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that sounds like fun.
That was definitely interesting.
know.
I've never done anything
We have a
like
gentleman
that.
here that used to be in the Army, and he said he pulled a lot of teeth in Nicaragua.
Yeah. Yeah.
Craig has told us stories
Yes.
back when he was in the military. They would go down there on
And that's what they would do.
humanitarian aid, and they would pull a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you've ever had tooth pain, that's a blessing to have somebody pull your tooth for you,
Yeah.
Yes.
for sure.
One big moment of pain for a lot of relief.
Yeah. All right, Anna, how did it grow your faith going on that trip?
Honestly. Oof. I don't know. Everything, the whole entire trip from start to finish was just so like eye-opening. And I feel like I left here very reserved, and like I came back a little bit more open and just able to talk about my faith, for one, because you're out there and you're sharing and you're
Right.
constantly talking about it. And, just being in that environment, you kind of get on fire. And definitely got the feel of the Spirit while I was down there a lot, and just some really eye-opening things, and just like learning Spanish. Like that's one thing I came back wanting to do, and
Right.
like learning more about the Bible and just like digging in deeper and stuff like that. I definitely came back wanting to grow in my faith and just become, once I go back, I want to be able to share a lot better.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I'd say that's one way.
Yeah, we talked about it with the other two guys too. It is refreshing if you've tried to share faith around these parts. It is refreshing down there how easy it should be to share the
Yeah.
gospel, because if they're hungry for it, you don't have to say a whole lot. We
Yeah.
can show them the Romans road, and that was enough. And around here, everybody's like, "Well, you got to prove me why,"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Melanie.
Probably do the same thing. It made me hungry for knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I came home, and I know it's only been 2 weeks, but I get up, read my Bible every morning, and do my lesson. And sometimes I pick it up at night because I get into a chapter and some verses, and I think, oh gosh, I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
And so then I'll pick it up at night, but I don't. I want to be able to talk easier to somebody. Brian and I were talking before we went, and I asked him if he wanted to go, and he said, I just don't feel like I know enough about the Bible to talk to people. And I said, well, I know I don't, but,
I don't
I'm just
either,
going to pray about it. And I just figure God will give me the words. If he's going to put me in a situation, then he will give me the words to speak. And that's kind of how I felt whenever I was there. But it did. It made me want to come home and learn more, because I want to be able to, to talk to more people. And I figure if I can go to Nicaragua and talk to people, I can surely come back to America and talk to some people. So.
Yeah, it is sad though how much easier it is when you're on mission than it is here. And I don't know why we're that way.
Yeah.
But Dustin, he's went with me a bunch of time to homeless camps.
Yeah.
We have no issue talking to some of them people,
Yes.
but you just take me to Walmart
Exactly.
and I don't do it. I'm like, why do I
why
not?
not?
So
yeah,
that's just something we all fight.
Yeah.
So
I think
mean,
that's once you, and that's my prayer every time there's a group that goes on a mission trip, is that they'll come back with that fire that they gained there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it is easier to be bold and brazen in foreign territory.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason why we're afraid of that here is because we're so close to the atmosphere. We're afraid of the repercussions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or rejection.
And the honest the repercussion we would encounter would be literally go away.
Yeah.
There, the repercussion we could encounter, worst case scenario, could be pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on foreign territory. You're in a different government. I mean, there's a lot of things, but we don't think about that. We just think, oh, we're over here. It's easier. It's harder home. I don't know. It's my prayer is that you guys always come back, and anybody that goes comes back with that same fire and fervor right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's easy. Like I said, it's so easy. I remember that so easy to spread the gospel there. It felt like, and then I come home and you try to do the same tactics that you did down there, and it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. Yeah.
People's like, of course, this is the show me state. They're like, you show me in scripture where you,
Yeah.
why you believe what you believe. And down there, and our area wasn't near as evangelized as yours, so it was even easier because there just wasn't as many had been there.
Yeah.
And who knows, next year they may go to somewhere. I know Eric said there's several areas that they've looked at that, as far as they know, have really not been evangelized, period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they've looked at some of those. The logistics, I think, on some of them's the hardest thing. A little bit long bus rides and stuff, but it'd be worth it.
Those bus rides are killers.
Aren't they fun?
Yes.
That was the worst thing.
Did you guys come
Of the
home and want to
whole-
use your horn everywhere you go?
No, if I never hear another Jake break again, it'll be too soon.
That's what John and
my
Benji
gosh.
said.
All hours of the night. And I really don't know why it was necessary. We were on flat land. I mean,
Just for fun.
I guess. I don't know.
So that's the second time I've heard that.
Yeah.
On the podcast was that Jake breaks were allowed all night long.
All night long. Yeah.
Because they both talked about it.
Yeah. So anybody interested in going, buy earplugs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I take earplugs all the time,
Yeah.
for sure. So I don't have a whole lot more. Dustin, you got anything else?
So I guess my thought here is what would you tell people that are contemplating, do I want to do something like this? How would you tell them that you should?
Well, first of all, I think they need to pray about it, and if that's where God wants them to be, then he'll put them there. But if you want the most humbling, rewarding, the biggest blessing that you could ever receive, if you want those things, then you need to go. Yeah.
And we go to evangelize to them, but honestly, you're going to go and you're going to get so much out of it.
Yes.
And you're going to grow so much just along with them.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's so
Yeah. I think
amazing.
that village didn't realize they did a lot more for us than
Yeah.
we did for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I think that happens on almost any mission
Yeah.
trip.
that's just proper
Yeah.
evangelizing. That's proper pastoring.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Hayden and I have talked about this just in, sermon prep for preaching a gospel is you get as much out of it when you get to preach it and you see their reaction. So you're not preaching, but you're sharing the gospel. And their reaction is
Right.
filling you up and getting you excited and
Yeah.
makes you want more and more of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So it was worth going, huh?
Absolutely.
100%, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. I'd go again tomorrow if
Yeah.
they said, "Hey, we're getting a mission trip together." I'd be like, "Count me in."
I believe her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you too. Well, I'm glad you guys went. I talked about the last
Yeah,
one, and me and Dustin
me
talked
too.
about. We sent some really good people down there, and it's cool
Yeah,
to
we had a
hear
good group.
how good you guys did down there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, spreading the gospel and
Yeah.
being the hands and feet. I knew we sent a good group.
And this is an answer to prayer because we prayed about how we could be involved in missions, and God's just blessed us with the ability to be able to have it here locally. First of all, with Eric being in
honestly,
charge of it, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
people willing to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge, and I don't think people realize how powerful it is. I think a lot of people think, oh, it must be a fun trip. You're going to a really beautiful place. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
but,
It's
There's-
beautiful,
yeah.
but yeah.
but there's work.
No,
There's work to be done.
It's work, and it's exhausting. I mean, it's not going to be a vacation if that's what
No.
you think
Yeah.
you're going to get.
No.
It's
If it was a
exhausting.
vacation, you
Yeah,
probably
it's-
didn't put in what you needed to put in.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, there's work involved and everything, but like you guys said, it's totally worth it
Yes.
to go through it and to see it all unfold.
Yeah.
And it's quite the thing to watch unfold. It's quite
Oh,
a process. So,
Yeah.
So I do have to tell you about on the BMDMI team, there was a young boy, Peyton. Was he 15?
He was 17, I think.
17? Okay.
He probably
Teenager,
looked 12,
Still in high
so.
school. He did look very young.
yes.
And he got up there and preached one day. And I don't know, it's on YouTube. I don't know his last name. Do you? I don't even know the name of their church because they posted it through. But wow.
Did
For a
good, huh?
yes, he did.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I was really impressed. He did an awesome job.
Yeah.
That was one of the other highlights of the trip.
That's
So,
good. I
yeah.
figure there's stuff. Did you guys keep notes?
Yeah,
I meant to tell you to make
Yeah.
sure and take a journal.
we
Yes,
did.
Okay,
Yeah.
did.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you forget so much.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
That's yeah. When you're doing that kind of stuff, you want to because you will do so
Yes.
much in such a short time frame. Afterwards,
Yeah.
you're like, what all did I just do?
Just do.
Every night when I was laying there and I
Yes.
couldn't sleep, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
writing because
Yeah.
I was reading over my journal today, and I was like, there's still so much that I feel like I did, and I didn't get it on
Get it all on
paper.
paper. Yeah.
Well, and you're
Yeah.
still processing. You're still very fresh out of it.
Yes.
But to me, I think this is the time where you got to realize that it's the kind of the decision time. Do I take what the Lord put in me in that fire from that? Do I do something with it, or do I just let it just fizzle out?
It'd be sad to let it fizzle out.
Because there's a
Yeah.
lot that do.
Be
Yeah.
a big waste.
And I don't know about for you, but coming back, I am like, I feel like there's attacks just like coming down everywhere. Like, I just have all this fire, and then, there's things being thrown at me like, no,
You've got a
we're
lot.
not
Of,
Yeah.
that good.
No.
you've got a
Yeah.
lot of changes coming up
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, the enemy doesn't mind letting you go if you're not doing anything for the Lord.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to attack you, but if you're doing things for the Lord,
Yeah.
then the attack's going to come.
Yep.
And
Take heart when you're getting attacked. You're doing things right.
Yep.
I know that's hard to say
It's a
and
bit
hard
of
to
a-
understand.
No, but
yeah.
Bit of a
true.
badge of honor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it
so,
is.
so
Yeah.
to a degree.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, we all talked kind of the last day, and we all decided we're going to hold each other accountable to help get the word out there about the mission trip, to have fundraisers for the mission trip. So if there's anybody out there that has any ideas or suggestions for fundraisers,
Melanie
we
will
would
do a
love to hear 'em.
fundraiser.
I will do
She
a
will do it,
fundraiser.
so.
I for sure will. I've got a whole list of ideas, so there will be. So be prepared. There'll
Yep.
be a lot of fundraisers if I'm allowed to then this next year. So
Yeah, it's
Because
what, 2,400
it 2250, and I think that honestly, I think that's what scares people
Yes.
because they think
Yeah.
I can't come up with that money. I don't have that kind of money. How am I going to come up with that kind of
Right.
money? But, you pray about it and the Lord will provide. But
Yeah.
I know Jonathan said that, I said, will you come back next year? He said, I'd love to. And I know Gavi will want to come back. He said, but I've got 2 others that are going to want to come.
Wanna
And
go,
he said,
yeah.
that's going to be hard. I said, well, we'll just raise the money.
Yep.
So.
That's good. So if anybody out there wants to help, send people.
Yeah.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
definitely get something set up.
Yeah.
2250. It's
Yeah.
it's a little bit of money, but it's worth it.
But it's
Yeah.
worth
Like
it.
Eric says, put down your
Yes.
deposit and see what happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
$100 deposit.
$100
See what
deposit.
happens.
See
Yeah.
what happens. Give it to God and see what happens. Because if you're supposed to go, you're going to end up going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was another thing for me because like I have college and all these things that I had to pay for, and I was like, there's no way I can go. There's no way I can afford to go. And Eric was like, just get all your things, just like get what you need to take, and the rest is in God's hands. And God definitely just like worked all of that out really well, and like that was amazing.
Let's go. That's good. We have people at our church that give for missions. You know,
Yeah.
I know Tara was telling me and Dustin there were some checks came in, some good checks, rather large checks to help people go, and that's what it's all about. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And
Because
God
not
will-
everybody can go, but
No.
there are people that can support those
Listen,
that do go.
I still told my wife, you shouldn't go.
Yeah.
You stay here and pray. Tara
Yes.
does not need to go to the mission field.
Yep.
I'm not going to listen to her not sleep and
Yeah.
tell me about it. So, but no, there's we have a lot of good people in church that want to help send people. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's
yeah.
all different ways you can serve and help out with that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, I'm so glad
Yeah.
you guys went. I'm glad you sat down with us.
yes, thank you guys.
Yes.
So you're going to go again? Are you
Yes.
going to try to go again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at
Well,
that.
she hadn't said anything, so I was not.
I thought the way she was acting, she's going.
I'm going again. Me and Brian and I think Ivy are going again in December. We're going to Mexico to build a house.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, with Kevin
Yes,
Keller.
he
and
does that,
group.
yes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. He'll be good at
So,
that. building.
yes. Yeah.
That'll go good.
Right up his alley.
So, so I got to talk to Kevin, but I think there's about 10 different groups that go at that time, and so they each build a house, and so I've got to talk to him, but I'm hoping that maybe we can get a group just from our church,
Yeah.
and we can just build build a house.
Yep,
Gotcha.
that's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
Listen, there's a lot of need out there in the world.
There
yes,
is.
A
there
lot.
is.
Not just in our backyard, but out there all over
But
the
all
place.
over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So our not everybody's able to go out there. So I would just encourage you that are listening. If you can't go somewhere, you can certainly the mission field right in your backyard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep, and you can pray for the ones going. You can
Absolutely.
Yeah.
possibly financially help. However, God leads you. Reach out if you want to give to missions. You don't have nowhere. You can holler at us. We'll definitely put it in the mission
Yeah.
fund.
our
and it's-
secretary will take care of that.
Yep.
She'll get it lined out to the right people.
And we're using the mission fund for people in Renovation Church. So
Yeah.
for
And
right
I
now.
asked Tara yesterday if I could just give money whenever,
Yes.
and she could just put
Yes.
it towards my trip. She said
Yeah,
absolutely.
because it's
So,
got
you
its
know,
own thing
if
she's
it's-
got set
yeah,
up. So
if it's $20 a week, or or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
$5 here. I mean, it all adds up. So
yep,
Yeah.
it absolutely does. And you get to go do good things.
yes.
Mhm.
And
And
we-
more people that went from here, it'd be fun, wouldn't
Oh
it?
gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah. We had the smallest team
Yeah.
in years this
Yeah.
time, and there was 28 of us.
Yeah,
so
you guys were a lot smaller than we were
Yeah.
2 years ago.
yeah. So
But we couldn't have asked for a better team.
no, we
We
couldn't.
all
have.
worked so. I've went out with so many groups from churches and stuff, and no one's worked together as well as we were able to.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think so too. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
good.
Well, I mean, I think we've seen what the Lord has done through people willing to step out in faith, and I appreciate you ladies doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate our church stepping up more and more. We're seeing more people go every year to this. I'm thankful for Eric bringing it to our attention and the ability to be able to go, and for those that are willing to step up financially or physically, whichever one they're able to do. But that doesn't negate, mission fields here. So
Right.
that mission is 1 week a year. We still have 51 weeks that we've got to
Yeah,
do it
for sure.
right here in our backyard, in our neighborhoods, in our towns, in our counties.
Yes.
So
sure.
that's for all of us, those that are listening and those that are watching. I encourage you to step out in faith. I encourage you to do missions. It's great to go out there into the world and do that, but it's, like I said, that's only a small portion of your year. The rest of the time, God doesn't expect us to take breaks.
Yep,
Even
gotta
on
keep it
vacations,
going
we
here.
should still be sharing the gospel. So step out there, do that, and don't be afraid to love on people. It will be worth it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And thank you all for listening. We love you, and stay tuned because we got a few more that we're going to have
more.
interviews with
Yep.
here in the next week or so.
A few more groups coming up. So thank you guys. We'll see you next
Love
time.
y'all.
Bye.
God is always at work in you, restoring, renewing, and rebuilding. Thanks for listening to Renovation Conversations. Like and share, and we'll see you next time.